Good evening or good morning. Hope you're doing well, universe. Wow. It is remarkable to me how many people that I have absolutely no romantic interest in, regardless of how attractive they are physically, because I can see their face and go, wow, okay, you're pretty. And then I'll go down and read their profile on these dating sites, and I'm like, what? And it's not that they're bad people or anything like that. It's just that, you know, it's something in the way that people write sometimes that will tell you lots about them. You know, the way they construct their words, their sentences. They don't construct words, you construct sentences. But the way they, use their sentences, the choices of those things. And it's just very rare that really rare, that I meet someone whose words actually like pull me in. And all I can think is that I have met one of those very few interesting people, and she wasn't ready, or she's out there somewhere, and I just have not found her yet, because so far she ain't online. At least not since, recently. With millions of people on the planet, millions of people on the planet, and hundreds of thousands of women in the surrounding area from where I live, and it's, I can't get past certain criteria that don't work for me, and one of them is, unfortunately, is whether you have kids or not. And I've been very open to people who do have kids. I'm selective but open, because I've looked at a couple of ladies who have like one kid, and that's fine. If my last relationship, she had 5 children. Okay, that just didn't work. That was proof it didn't work, because there was no time for the relationship, and in order for us to have time together, well, I was just disjointed. I won't even get into that. But the children suffered more than they benefited from that relationship, because she was more interested in the relationship at times, or just going off and doing whatever she wanted to. And the kids were kind of left either with me, or just left to their own vices to do whatever and get into trouble or blah, blah, blah. So it didn't work. And now, I am sincerely looking. I really, really am. I cannot express how much I'm looking, but I don't mind a person with one child, because I'm not necessarily opposed to that. However, that changes the dynamic of what you can do. It changes the possibilities of what you can do. And I don't even know if this lady that I was dating before, how much she'll really, or how much she'll be, but how really active she is in the world. She went out and did stuff with her friends. We never really went out and did anything really fun and adventurous, and I really wanted to. We weren't able to get to that place. But that's what I want, is someone who wants to go out and do things, hit the amusement park, go to the beach, go, ride horses, go, go skydiving, go, antique shopping, go, mill around Walmart from time to time. And you would think that those aren't that, extreme things. Someone said recently that I thought was a real interesting idea. Oh, like 4-wheelers, like, all that kind of stuff, even going fishing from time to time. But you find people who are like, okay, I like fishing. Okay, great, you like fishing, But then they have all these other things that are very, sort of rural-esque in their habits. They're, and a lot of them are like, well, and I just like to stay at home. And I respect staying at home, okay? Don't get me wrong. There are times when it's great to stay at home and be intimate and be close. And I want that too. I also want to go out and do things, though. I want to go to the beach. I want to run and play in the sand and build sand castles. I want to go ride rides at the amusement park. I want to go get on horses. I want to go on a hot air balloon ride with someone. I want to do these things with someone and enjoy the adventure of life. I want to travel and go different places. And that's something that is limited by someone who has a child, unless, the child is sort of mixed between you and the person you already had the child with, or you could take the child with you on the road, which is not necessarily a bad thing. But getting to know someone is more challenging when you have children. It doesn't mean you shouldn't, because there are people out there who have children and who are, who can meet each other, or someone who is not necessarily of my same type, who wants to do things, very occasionally, but wants to be at home a lot and be kind of, be a dad or whatever. So they're out there. Don't get me wrong. There is someone out there that can match what you're looking for. It's just, I'm looking for someone who does want to engage in the adventure. And if you have a kid, it's really not a big deal to me. But there has to be the ability for us to go and do things. Otherwise, what's going to happen is we're going to not mesh. We're going to ultimately be adjust my band here. We're not going to mesh because I'm wanting something more adventures in certain ways, or to have that more private time that's going to be more difficult with someone who has a child if they're not sort of sharing the responsibility. And a lot of women, a lot of mothers take on the responsibility of kids because guys apparently are fucking douchebags. I can't even understand for the life of me why you would be intimate with a woman and have a child and then just, okay, well, you take care of it and I'll send you money every month and we'll go from there like that. No. I have friends who have kids and they don't, well, I have one friend who really has a kid and he doesn't treat his daughter like that. He wants more time with his daughter. He wants to spend time with her. He travels, a very far distance to go and see her once a month. I mean, he was telling me the other day that he has like 6 hours with his daughter a year. And he's now trying to increase it to be like, 70 or whatever a year. But it's not because he's trying to have less time with her, but he's trying, but when you take all the time and, deduct this and this, his hours are very limited with her. And he wants more time. He wants spring break with her. He wants to spend holidays with her. He wants more active time with his daughter. See, that is what should be happening. And he married a woman who already has a young daughter. So, see, there are men out there who do want that. So don't ever lose hope on that. I'm not saying you should ever lose hope. But for someone like me, I need to know that you want a partner that you can go and do things with. And at the same time, you can have intimate time with. You can have time with them if you have a child. But you also share that responsibility with your co-parent in some way. Because otherwise, or you have a strong support system, or we have a strong support system that can be built upon. Because otherwise, the relationship, you're not interviewing for a relationship and someone you can connect with and share the world with solely. You're also interviewing for someone who can step in and be a father figure to your child. And you can't say, oh, no, I'm not looking for a father figure. I already got father figures. Because as soon as a man comes into your life, if you're into men, they're going to be an influence on your child's life. And you want to choose someone who's good. I mean, you don't want to choose someone who's going to follow the same pattern, who's going to come in and go out. They're going to come in and they'll be a part of it for a while, and then like, no, I got what I wanted from it, I'm gone now. See, I put too much investment in what happens to children as a result of that to step into something that quickly. I'd like to say I do, but I mean, with my previous person, not this last person I've been dating, but the person before that I was in, a 3-year relationship with, she was pretty fast to get me into that whole thing. And I've said, I wanted to wait to meet the kids because it's not fair to do to them. And somehow I allowed myself to get cajoled, or cajoled is not really the right word, steamrolled into suddenly being in their life. And it was unfair in a way because to both of us, to them and to me, because I came in and then discovered quickly, okay, you spend time with the kids, and you want to spend time with children. I mean, if you meet children, you want to spend time with them, okay? You want to be a part of their lives because kids are great. Kids are great. But then what happened is I became invested in spending time with the kids, and then everything that I wanted kind of started to step away. Or not step away, it started to be left in the rearview mirror. So it's very challenging. So I just don't think I'm someone who can date someone who has more than one child at this point. There's too many things left I want to do and I feel the restriction of someone who already has children. I'm just not, and I don't even know ultimately that I'm going to have to be someone who's going to have children because of my eyes. I've sort of held off on even having children. It's just, my brain is fried from this. I mean, ever since this lady I was dating basically said she, sent me this text last week and said she was out, all the way to today. I mean, I've gone online and I've looked on, on Zeus and on Match.com, even paid for the membership so I can hopefully get past the inane BS where someone's like, oh, I hate their services, come meet me on Yahoo Chat, because come on. Come on. And if you do meet him on Yahoo Chat, it's probably some robust guy sitting there jacking off to porn himself who's trying to get, okay, he'll tease you for a little while and say, oh, look at my sexy picture, and whatever. That's not really realistic. But anyways, and then he'll like, oh, my boyfriend's abusive, or I'm having a lot of trouble with my situation. I need some money. Can you help me? And people get into that because people who really want to meet someone will try and open their hearts to people regardless. Because they feel like, I want a chance. But then you abuse that and you hurt people. And what it turns out is it impacts how people interact. Because eventually they go, okay, well, that person used me. Maybe I'll use someone. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't hurt people. For crying out loud. Can we not treat each other like human beings? I mean, well, I guess we do treat each other like human beings. It's the course of how you treat someone like a human being. Treat people worthwhile. Give them respect. Don't mislead them or try and guide them towards giving you what you want exactly. You're supposed to be interested in both people and what you both want. Like I said, I either found her and she wasn't ready and slipped away, or she's still out there somewhere. And I'm telling you, if you're out there somewhere based on what I've been looking for and what I'm looking for, you are a diamond in the rough. You are a diamond in the rough. And you should be very happy. And there's diamonds in the rough for everyone. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that specifically what I'm looking for is more special than anyone else. It's special to me. But the point is that it's rare, the stuff that I'm looking for in someone. They're very limited. Those qualities are in a very limited group of people. It's a very select group of people. And it's the same applies for you if you're looking for someone who's into hunting or fishing or, I don't know, roller derby, whatever. It's select for you, right? I mean, I understand that. I'm not saying that I'm not generic in that sense. Like, I can enjoy football, but I can enjoy football from a playful perspective as well as a serious perspective. I can watch it and, an example would be that this lady that I was previously dating, we talked when the Super Bowl was going on this year, and we talked about the game a little bit, but we just kind of joked around a lot. And it was just, I could enjoy that, Whereas some people were like, third down, let's go, come on. And that's great. It's great. It's just not particularly what I'm into all the time. So, I'm rambling, 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 rambling. Takes a lot of work to find someone. You can go out there and sleep with as many people as you want to. I guess that's one of the things that gets me the most is sex is very, oh, yes, it's very emotional to me. I don't just enter it into it lightly with someone. I really don't. I mean, if I, what can happen is I can talk to someone and feel a connection, and we'll have a really strong connection, and then seemingly, but people always put their best foot forward when they're with you, right? When you first meet them. But I try to talk to someone and really understand it, and I don't think I did the right thing when I was with my previous lady, the lady that I was with previously, before my 3-year relationship before. Because I should have stepped back when she had 4 kids and she was, well, I knew of 4 and I found out about the 5th one later. Because he was basically an adult or whatever, but it's just, be careful and know what you want. It doesn't mean you can't open your mind to new possibilities, but don't rush it. Don't rush it. And enjoy it, and don't push too fast, because if you do, you may lose it permanently. I wish you success on your search for someone. I really do. I know the challenge from my own perspective. So, good health. Happy hunting. I'm gonna bag me a woman. Oh, it's bad, but the Elmer Fudd of stupidity, which would be me right now. All right. Have a good night. Take care of yourselves. Search well.